public officials like my brother out there being effectively salesmen for the pharmaceutical industry, otherwise promoting a product that you can't advertise, and yet you have this school.
Welcome to Canadian Political Clips. In an explosive interview with Tucker Carlson, Trudeau's brother KyleKemper lifts the veil on the dark totalitarian agenda hiding behind his brother's phony progressive facade. Kemper exposes how Trudeau crushed basic freedoms and imposed a deranged dictatorship on Canada, revealing a dangerous medical tyrant drunk on control instead of acting in the name of public health. Now we know Trudeau forced experimental medications on citizens to serve Big Pharma profits, not protect the people.
For the vast majority of people, the rules are very simple. To travel, you've got to be vaccinated. When people see that we're in lockdowns or serious public health restrictions right now, because the risk posed to all of us by unvaccinated people get angry. Proof of vaccination will be required by no later than the end of this month for all federal employees. And by mid-November, enforcement measures in place will make sure that everyone is vaccinated.
If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's your choice. But don't think you can get on a plane or a train besides vaccinated people and put them at risk.
His unhanded overreach follows marching orders from the globalist cabal pulling his strings. Trudeau is no strong leader, but a weak puppet of the DODEF, obediently trading away our sovereignty to appease his dark puppet masters. Trudeau's own brother has courageously blown the whistle. Now it's time for Canadians to stand up before this traitor hands our country over to the globalists for good. Kemper's shocking interview ignites a revolt against the false prophets, incrementally stripping away liberty. Trudeau's sinister deception comes crashing down thanks to his brother's revelations. His revelations confirm what many Canadians have long suspected. The Liberals' noble facade hides a dangerous authoritarian agenda advanced through deception and coercion. First, Kemper came out swinging against his tyrannical brother's insane authoritarian pandemic power grab. JustinTrudeau imposed his delusional dictatorship on Canada, crushing basic freedom and bodily autonomy without evidence. His unhinged overreach stripped citizens of medical choice and parental rights. Now Trudeau's own brother exposes this dangerous medical despot for what he is, a salesman for the pharmaceutical industry. In other words, an arrogant fascist puppet of Big Pharma profits. Kemper did not hold back, calling out Trudeau for trampling all over our freedom with his crazy biosecurity rules. With whistleblowers at Pfizer speaking out and Big Pharma companies paying out settlements over cancer risks, it's clear these rushed experimental drugs have had disastrous consequences that are only beginning to come to light.
By the corporatocracy in conjunction with government and media, and so they role played the whole thing 2 months before or 3 months before it all went live. So I was very it's kind of skeptical once I started learning all that information.
But did Trudeau ease up on the fear mongering? Nope, he just kept at it, scaring everyone into compliance. It's like he's more interested in stirring up drama than actually looking out for citizens. Kemper pointed out how his brother has totally changed. He used to be all about hearing different perspectives, but now he's all about flexing his power and fame. Because Trudeau was up there bragging about sticking needles in millions of Canadians. Seems like questioning the official story isn't welcome in Trudeau's world. Kemper has been hinting throughout the interview that Trudeau is just a puppet on strings, dancing to the tune of the evil globalist cabal. Power tends to be abused by its nature, and centralized systems over time become more secretive and corrupt. All those scandals just prove he's been bought and paid for by the likes of the World Economic Forum, selling out his own people for their totalitarian agenda. Trudeau didn't think twice about trampling on our rights to force his medical dictatorship on us all while obediently following orders from his elite overlords like a well-trained dog. Canadians are now stuck under his crazy biosecurity regime while he happily signs away our sovereignty. It's all about keeping tabs on us and making us rely on big government for everything, all for that sweet, sweet control and depopulation. Trudeau is not just deranged, he's a traitor, a willing pawn for the New World Order.
Very proud of now the young generation, like Prime Minister Trudeau, President of Argentina and so on, that we penetrate the cabinets. So yesterday I was at a reception for Prime Minister Trudeau, and I know that half of this cabinet, or even more half of this cabinet, are actually young global leaders of the World Economic Forum.
Isn't that just amazing? All right, back to the video. When those brave truckers rolled into Ottawa, the media painted them as some kind of threat based on a bunch of bogus lies. But guess what? Kemper saw a whole different scene. The convoy was all about community and coming together against the government's messed up rules. Vibes were high, people were looking out for each other, and there was a communal effort. Trudeau wasn't having any of it. Instead of actually listening to what people had to say, he just shut the whole thing down, proving he can't handle anyone disagreeing with him. Kemper knows that people are angry with Trudeau and will not vote for him again. Trudeau's liberal facade hides a corrupt core where decisions are driven by the interests of a select few rather than the well-being of Canadians. Trudeau's inner circle has been taken over by globalist bigwigs and corporate cronies who care more about their own pockets than regular folks. Kemper urges Trudeau to look inward and ask if crushing dissent and serving globalist agendas reflects his true values, or if he has compromised his principles for power's sake.
Vaccine, agenda became really clear. That's when I was just like, hold on
In the
here.
beginning, Kemper wanted to help out his family and the community during the pandemic. But once the vaccine agenda became clear, he became skeptical and saw that Trudeau wasn't really looking for help or open discourse. Kemper noticed that Trudeau has become more interested in flexing his power and fame than doing right by the people. Kemper said that Trudeau he used to know had a bit of heart and a mind of his own. But after spending too long in that liberal bubble, he's lost touch with what really matters. Instead of standing up for what's right, Trudeau just goes along with whatever his handlers say, even if it means trampling all over Canadians' rights. That's why Kemper is speaking out, because he sees Canada going downhill fast under Trudeau's watch. Trudeau is blaming Canadians for stuff they didn't even do, all to distract from the mess his own policies have made. Meanwhile, life is getting more expensive, and our communities are falling apart. Trudeau talks a big game, but in reality, he's just letting the big dogs walk all over us. Being part of Trudeau's family, Kemper felt like it was his duty to call out the phony leadership that's slowly strangling Canadians' freedoms. We all deserve leaders who actually care about our rights and dignity, but instead, Trudeau's inner circle has been taken over by globalist bigwigs and corporate cronies who care more about their own pockets than regular folks. Kemper's whistleblowing is a call to action for Canadians to stand up against this creeping authoritarianism. Under Trudeau's rule, our freedoms are being eroded, and our country is being handed over to globalist interests. That's all for now. When will Trudeau admit he crushed freedoms and ruined lives just to line Big Pharma's pockets? Let us know what you think in the comments below. If you haven't already, please subscribe and leave a like for this video. Your support helps us continue our work. Thanks for your support, and see you in the next one.